Hi everyone.
Hi guys.
Welcome back to The Loft.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about a big brand, a big house that we've talked about before. But
it's
a
the
new
first time in a
release.
while we've spoken about just a single fragrance.
Yeah, we've not done that for ages,
one
have we?
fragrance. So it's a house we've talked about before, a house which have done some really, really great, some kind of landmark releases.
They have.
You know, they've kind of shaped the world of niche perfume in a big way.
Yeah, and they certainly got me into the sort of niche.
Yeah, things like Tuscan leather, kind of groundbreaking.
Absolutely.
So this is the most recent release from their private blend line. This is Lost Cherry. So we have been working out off of a little decant which I got from a friend online through a Facebook group, which kind of did an exchange of decants, which has been great that I've been able to get a kind of a decent size to give it a proper testing.
Because you need to give it a few wearings, don't you?
Exactly,
really
it's not the kind of thing I wanted to buy in the shop, and equally I chose not to buy a full bottle, so this has given me a chance to give it a good testing. But Joe hasn't smelt it.
I'm so excited about this.
So do you want to get stuck in? Do you want to go skin or card?
I'll go card first.
Okay, let's go card.
So Lost Cherry, of course, referring to...
So, I mean, when I first heard the name...
American Pie, isn't it?
Well, that's, having seen the previous fragrance, fucking fabulous, to now have this, which implies some kind of teenage virginity-taking powers that you get from this fragrance. My initial reaction was, oh, come on, Tom Ford, what on earth are you doing? But let's see what it smells like.
And I'm pretty sure the smell of Lost Cherry, when I experienced such, was beer.
I don't know if you can bottle that,
it was beer and
Bacardi Breezes or something.
Yeah.
Right, okay, here we go.
Oh, it's a good noise when it comes out of the atomizer.
It is. So you haven't smelled it before, so let's see what your kind of initial reaction is.
Oh, interesting, okay.
I'd not smelled anything quite like the first spray of this. And I said, despite the fact I wasn't sure what to expect, and I had heard some bad reports about it, I really liked the first spray of this.
I have to say, I agree with you. I'm a big fan of Cherry Coke, and that's the note straight away.
It's such a big, rich cherry. It's so fat, and I really just picture this dark, really dark cherry. I imagine like piercing the skin.
It's a proper cherry. It's not those Morello cherries that you get.
No, it's not.
The ones on the cherry bakewells.
Like glazed.
It's not
a glazed cherry.
Proper dark.
It feels boozy to me though.
Yeah.
It's maybe a cherry which has been kind of sat in rum or something for a while.
Totally.
It's big and it's round.
It's cocktail cherry.
And I just feel the first spray of this is so amazing. It's just like biting into a big, fresh cherry. Oh, it does exactly what it kind of says on the tin. I also get
slightly fizzy as well.
As well as that kind of, I do get a kind of boozy quality, like it's been soaked in booze. I also get quite a kind of permanent marker quality.
Yeah,
like
a little something
white ball marker, which I kind of quite like. I find it kind of quite playful.
And it takes it away from being immediately gourmand, which it could do. If you're thinking about the cherry note and things like Pure Havana and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's not that cherry tobacco.
No.
It's not that cherry tobacco.
Or Herod Marley and things like that.
That's as I said, I
it's
really
darker, gothic.
Like the first spray of this. It's great when you smell something, you think I can't quite compare it to anything else because it doesn't smell exactly like anything else.
Are there any other great cherry fragrances? I can't think of.
Kind of spring. You get some of that kind of like cherry Coke, bordering on Dr. Peppery kind of stuff, but nothing which is kind of out and out cherry like this.
That's the cherry note in Cherry Coke.
Yeah,
that really sort of, I say artificial, but in a good way. That really artificial sweet cherry that you get.
There is, there's
the darkness of the caramel.
There's definitely kind of sweetness from the start.
Yeah.
I tested it a few times. I like it. And the first time I tested it, I was driving in the car quite a lot, which was quite a good chance actually, because I was in the car for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Had it on my wrist. I was spraying it and smelling it a lot. And I found eventually, after about 5 minutes or so, 5 to 10 minutes, I started to get this almondy kind of sweetness, and like kind of hints of
absolutely.
And that's what made me really think of a Bakewell tart.
Yeah,
which is a couple of months ago I was doing a concert and I was being hosted by someone. They gave me kind of tea and cakes and stuff before I was doing the concert, and one of the things he brought me out was a Bakewell slice.
Oh, that's my favourite thing.
And literally, I was incapacitated by this Bakewell slice because it was so delicious. I just couldn't speak anymore. It was jammy and unctuous and thick and gooey and.
I noticed you didn't save any for me.
No, I didn't. I ate it immediately, and that's what I arrive at with this after about 5 or 7 minutes. See, I already feel you're starting to get a bit more. That big cherry opening, it does, the colour kind of tones down a little bit quite quickly, I think.
Yeah, do you know, now already, since the initial blast of cherry has gone, I'm beginning to see a little bit of an inspiration behind this in something like Tonka Imperial.
Yeah.
Again, and that sort of thing, the big marzipan-y.
Yeah, it's marzipan,
thing.
yeah, kind of, almost kind of frangipani, marzipan-y.
A little bit of the spirituous Dubrovni as well.
It's getting much cakier.
But it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, well...
It's not the sort of cloying mess that I was half
Well, it's
wondering
interesting.
about.
Now, I don't know how much you detect this on this card, but I definitely found when I sprayed it on skin that after that initial blast, within about 5 or 7 minutes, it did tone down quite a lot in terms of projection.
Yeah.
And
already
as I said,
on the card
even on the card it has. When I was in the car, kind of driving away, I was sniffing. I was, after 5 or 7 minutes, I was having to raise my hand to my nose quite a lot, and so I did feel that initial kind of wham bam kind of dried down. Then this middle stage lasted for about half an hour, 40 minutes, which I could still smell the cherry a lot. I was thinking of Bakewell tart a lot, and I was getting occasional wafts to that original rich cherry, but that kind of died down. After that 40 minutes, for me, it really went downhill a lot. The cherries seemed to disappear, and I didn't really get Tonka. What I got was very sweet, saccharine vanilla. Which felt quite cheap. I was quite surprised at where it had started. An hour in, it was unrecognisable. If you could, I know you're not going to get the experience of this right now, but if you smell it after an hour, if you just bring it to your nose, I mean, even now, a lot of that cherry's gone, and what you're getting is something quite middle of the road, designery, vanilla-y.
I'm getting now hints of the sort of cinnamon vanilla in something like Obsession.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm getting that sort of world. And the quality already has fallen off a cliff in terms of my interest.
It's so good. The first spray is so unique and so exciting, but what you get even now, and this is like,
very front-loaded.
How long is this video? So this is 7 minutes, as I said. I think this is the middle stage.
And we smelt it halfway through talking about it, didn't we? So.
I mean, it's after, it's the next stage, kind of real dry down, which is about 45 minutes, 50 minutes. And it got, in the projection, I noticed this on skin as well, the projection goes down. I think on skin it's a bit better than card, but even so, the projection did go down.
But you should be able to do that.
Yeah,
and pick it up, and there's nothing.
After 7 minutes, you should be getting. I know we only had a couple of sprays.
You have to really get your nose right in there to get it. So.
But what I experienced from the kind of hour point onwards was not only kind of light in sillage and performance, but it smelled really cheap. And if you just came, if you came up to me, I didn't get any compliments. Nobody commented on when I was wearing this. I guess I didn't meet anyone until I put it on. I'd been wearing it for over an hour, but. That's the case with a lot of fragrances.
Yeah.
You don't spray it at the moment you see it.
There are very few fragrances out there which I think could justify not really lasting an hour in any term.
And so it's kind of disappointed in that. It seems like a bit of a marketing thing that he's gone for this slightly provocative name with a new colour of the bottle. And again, with the fragrance, it really seems designed so you walk into a Tom Ford shop or you walk into an airport, you have that first spray and you go, oh, that's an amazing first spray. That's an amazing smell. I'll buy that. Take my money.
First notes do not a perfume make.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really, they don't.
And it really feels that they've kind of put all their effort into that initial first spray.
The classic thing, isn't it, of like sort of front loading the perfume. So the first 10-15 minutes are exciting. Already within 7 minutes, it had started to fall apart a little bit.
So it's kind of disappointed that it seems like it's not quite thought through.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just going for, as I said, people at shopping go spray. Wow, that's nice. I'll buy that. Bang.
Yeah, it seems quick and easy. I have to say.
Ultimately, there's no longevity, not just in terms of performance, but in terms of shelf life, and if people are going to continue to buy it.
Yeah.
So kind of disappointing performance. Now
that's not his usual part.
Talk
I have to say.
About the price of it.
At least it's really cheap, yeah.
So this for 50ml is $320.
That's insane.
I mean, it's somewhere between hilarious and offensive. And again, I think when you're having a price like that, I think you're just.
Oh yeah, no, I was wrong. It's amazing. Sorry.
So let's compare that. So if you compare it, our last video we talked about Arige Ladore. So we talked that one of the fragrances was called Baikal Gris, which uses real ambergris, massive quantities of ambergris of sandalwood. So if you were to have a 50ml bottle of that, which you can't get, it's $316. So so the Arige Ladore comes out per mil cheaper than the Tom Ford.
An absolutely unquestionable step up.
And if you look at the ingredients, the quality, the performance, the uniqueness, they're incomparable. So I don't know how you
I'm not smelling a single thing in here that justifies that price.
I would say
the name.
In terms of price, it's really weird because it's $320, but it's £218 if you buy it in the UK. So actually, given conversion rates, you're much better off buying it in the UK. Yeah. So that's a bit strange. Even so, £218 for 50ml is...
Get yourself a bottle of Interlude or something.
Oh yeah, of anything else. I mean...
You know what annoys me here? Is the fact that clearly there is great perfume making ability at Tom Ford.
Yeah.
And there is imagination.
Yeah.
Just spend that little extra bit of time on it so that it has some real performance.
Yeah.
And sustains the interest.
Yeah.
Why just churn something out and hit the shelves?
I mean, it's a shame.
People are not going to buy it.
The opening...
If the reputation suffers.
I mean, at this stage, I think the mid stage is quite. It's not completely unpleasant. There's also you get in the middle. You're just starting to get. There is a bit of resinous quality, a slight kind of benzoiny. There is a bit of richness that adds a little bit more complexity.
But you can find this in a lot of other perfumes at much better value.
Yeah.
I mean.
You know, I'm thinking if you think of something, the middle section, it always reminds me a bit of 1 Million. You know, that kind of slightly...
it's slightly cheap sweet, isn't it?
That kind of quality. The other one it reminds me of is it Ragba Classic?
Yeah.
Which is like a better version of 1 Million.
Yeah.
That's what the middle of this has got kind of hints of for me as well, that resinous kind of sweetness. Except that's about £12 for 100ml, and when you spray it, it lasts for 20 hours.
And it's not a million miles away from a very toned down version of things like 24 Gold.
Yeah.
That, you know,
that's what I was thinking, 24 Gold, not 1 Million. That's what I'm thinking of, 24 Gold.
But this has the 1 Million vibe as well.
Yeah, a little bit.
So that cheap, clubby vanilla.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. It's quite playful. It's quite, I guess you'd say, youthful.
Inducing as well, I think.
But I mean, the price is insane.
That's crazy.
It's quite insane. So, I mean, by all means, you know,
check it out.
Go out and try it yourself. But I would beware of going into a shop, spraying it, and judging it in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Try and get it on the skin. If you can go online and find a decant, I mean, it's great that I had a chance to kind of experience this and wear it for a few days, and to kind of form more of a.
And that's the point we should mention, is the fact that you haven't just worn this sample once. You've worn it a few times over a period of time, because things do change, and your first impressions can often change, but actually if you've given it a fair hearing, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you have to live with it for 10 years and then go, oh, actually I only wanted it to last for 5 minutes?
But I'm glad I tested it and I was able to get hold of a decant rather than buying a full bottle.
Do you know, I think the joke is on us, because it's not lost cherry as in losing virginity, it's the note of cherry has been lost.
It's lost. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. So
it's gone.
You get the cherry and then it disappears.
Where is it?
Oh well, okay, so it's
But thanks for letting me smell that.
Yeah, I mean it's always really interesting to experience these things.
Yeah.
Maybe you might think something entirely different, but I think we would struggle to give this a thumbs up.
Yeah.
But we really
not at that
enjoyed
price tag as well.
And that's the last Tom Ford, Ombre Leather. Okay, it's a slight rework of a private label release. But we really, really like that.
Yeah,
so they
there's
are
a lot
capable
of
doing things that performs well.
Yeah,
it's interesting. So Tom Ford
I keep faith with them all the time, because you never know what's around the corner.
They've just had a lost moment.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Anyway,
they've lost their cherry.
Tell us what you think. Comment below. Maybe you love it.
Yeah.
But we didn't quite. But until next time.
Mr. Ford.
Happy sniffing.
Bye.